executive session? Stacy didn't speak that day. She was not there.
Okay.
There was people spoke for her, but she wasn't there. I make a motion to approve the minutes. Is that direction?
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 5, presentation from AgriLife Extension Agent, and that's Stacy Toles.
I like the snapshot I sent over of,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna give you something in addition to that. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that Deborah will also be speaking on her programs, and so she will be coming up after myself.
Okay.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to share our fiscal 26 extension interpretation with you today. The information provided to you prior to today is a year-to-date snapshot of our fiscal year 26 programming and outreach through last week, August 18th. It was not intended to be a comprehensive summary for every program, activity, contact, or service provided throughout the year, and we still have programming remaining before the fiscal year ends. My responsibilities in Trinity County encompass agriculture and natural resources, 4-H and youth development, and county-level program coordination, which 4-H is one of the most visible parts of it. While 4-H is one of the most visible parts of Extension, our reach in Trinity County extends much further. Through August 18th, my reporting reflects 46 educational events, 1,562 participants, 4,785 documented contacts, 2,461 individual one-to-one clientele contacts, and 2,701 educational hours. Those are significant numbers. But rather than simply repeating the information you already have in front of you, I want to share what some of those numbers represent and the impact behind them. Agriculture and natural resources represents a significant portion of my individual clientele service. Of my 2,461 documented individual contacts, 2,180 of those, or approximately 89%, were agriculture and natural resources related. Those contacts include agricultural producers, landowners and homeowners seeking research-based information for issues affecting those operations, property and natural resources. Throughout this year, that has included assistance with hay testing, soil analysis and fertility recommendations, weed identification and control, pasture improvement, forage and grazing management, livestock concerns, pond management, and even fish surveys, pecan trees, lawns, and other property-specific concerns. The impact of that assistance isn't simply answering a question. A hay analysis helps a producer better understand the nutritional quality of a forage being fed. A soil analysis provides information a landowner can use when making fertility decisions. A pasture visit may help address weeds, forage conditions, grazing, and other management concerns. Pond and fish surveys and horticultural assistance allow research-based information to be applied directly to an individual's property and situation. Sometimes that education occurs through a phone call or an office visit, and sometimes it means going out to that farm, pasture, pond, and property and looking at the situation firsthand. Our formal education programs provide another way to reach agricultural clientele. One example this year was our beef production seminar series, conducted in collaboration with Trinity County Texas Farm Bureau. Through the Pasture to Profit program, 20 participants attended, and the evaluation had 100% response rate. Among those valid responses, 94.4% increased their understanding in at least one subject area evaluated. Participants increased their understanding of how body condition affects beef cow breeding, how nutrition affects reproductive efficiency, and how cow profitability and factors affect hay quality. The largest measures increase, 39.3%, was in understanding factors affecting hay quality. The evaluation also documented participants who intended to adopt recommended supplementation strategies, while others reported that they had already adopted those practices. That is an important part of the Extension program. We don't simply want people to attend our educational programs. We want the information we provide to increase their knowledge and give people research-based information they can use when making decisions for their operations. Another example is our Houston and Trinity Counties 5-hour CEU conference. The conference provided pesticide continuing education and reached 46 participants with 100% survey response rate. The program addressed pesticide mitigation and safety, integrated pest management, work protection standards, New World screwworm, and pasture pets, with evaluations showing increased understanding across all subject areas. One example was the New World screwworm. Among valid responses, approximately 20% rated their understanding as good or excellent before the program, and afterward that increased to more than 95%. But another important measure is the reach that those participants have within agriculture. Respondents represented approximately 10,720 acres of pasture and hay, 2,607 head of beef cattle under management. Based on participants' own evaluation responses, the report calculated $127,527 in anticipated economic benefit across responding operations. That is anticipated benefit, not income, that we are claiming has already been realized. But it gives us an indication of the value participants believe the information could have when applied to their operations. These programs, along with the individual assistance provided throughout the year, demonstrate the different ways Extension serves the agricultural community. From one landowner with one question to educational programming can potentially influence management decisions across thousands of acres. Youth development. Youth development is another important component of Extension impact. For the completed 25-26 4-H year, 163 Trinity County youth were enrolled in 4-H and are supported by 23 approved adult volunteers. Through 4-H, youth have opportunities in livestock projects, leadership development, sewing and fashion, shooting sports, contests, and other project areas. While those projects may look very different from one another, they provide opportunities for young people to develop responsibility, leadership, communication, decision-making, and practical life skills. One example of our youth program this year was our leadership workshop on character, which reached 75 youth and 75 evaluations were returned. The evaluation documented increased understanding across all 7 areas measured, including consequences of choices, communication and trust, trustworthiness, responsibility and empathy, with increases ranging from 13 to 24%. Following the program, approximately 71% of responding youth agreed or strongly agreed that they were more confident in their abilities as a leader. And we continued that leadership development just this past weekend through our Leaders in Action Officer Workshop. Our newly elected 4-H officers participated in hands-on activities involving communication, teamwork, parliamentary procedure, meeting management, problem solving, and decision making. The purpose was not simply to tell an officer what their positions require. It was to give them the opportunity to practice leadership skills that they can take back and apply within their individual clubs. But our youth development is not limited to the 163 young people formerly enrolled in 4-H. Extending youth development through our schools. Our partnerships with the local school districts allow extension education to reach additional Trinity County youth. The Rural Student Success Initiative at Apple Springs is an especially important example of what can be accomplished through partnership. RSSI is supported through the partnership between Apple Springs ISD and Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, and have the opportunity to serve, and I have the opportunity to serve as an advisor on this service project. The initiative focuses on increasing college and career awareness and opportunities for students in a rural community. The report documents measurable results. At the East Texas Financial Literacy Fair, 75% of participating Apple Springs students reported a better understanding of how lifestyle and career choices affect financial stability. And among Apple Springs ISD graduating class, 83% applied to 2- or 4-year college, and 83% completed a financial aid application. Those results belong to a collaborative effort. RSSI would not be possible without the commitment, resources, and partnership of Apple Springs ISD and Texas A&M AgriLife Extension of Trinity County working together. It is also an example of how Extension can use partnerships to address specific need with one of our rural communities and reach young people beyond traditional 4-H programming. Our school-based programming has also included leadership and character education using 4-H curriculum centered on the 6 pillars of character, further extending Extension educational resources into our local schools. Partnerships extend our impact. Partnerships are an important part of Extension's ability to serve Trinity County. That includes local school districts, Trinity County Texas Farm Bureau, volunteers, ag producers, community organizations, other agencies, and Texas A&M AgriLife specialists. Those aren't partnerships simply for the sake of having partners. They allow us to provide local knowledge, educational resources, and specialized expertise to provide opportunities and services to Trinity County. Our volunteers are also an important part of that reach, and their service extends beyond 4-H. Volunteers contribute to agriculture and natural resources programming of committees, advisory efforts, youth development, family and community health efforts, and other Extension activities. Another significant benefit of having Extension locally is to assess resources that extend beyond the county office. When someone contacts our office with a question or a need that extends beyond my individual expertise, our service does not stop there. Through Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, we have access to specialists and research-based resources through our system. And we can collaborate with those agencies when appropriate. In that way, our local Extension office serves as a connection between the needs of the people in Trinity County and a much larger network of research, education, and expertise. what these numbers really represent. When I look back at the 4,785 documented contacts in our fiscal 26 snapshot, what matters most to me simply isn't the size of that number. It is who those contacts represent. They represent a producer gaining information that can help inform a decision about his cattle, hay, forage, and pasture management. They represent a landowner trying to better understand the soil analysis, controlling weeds, and improve their grazing. They represent someone seeking research-based assistance with a pond and fish population, a pecan tree, or a lawn. They represent agriculture clientele taking educational information back to their operations that collectively encompass thousands of acres and thousands of head of livestock. They represent 163 people enrolled in Trinity County 4-H, learning through projects, leadership opportunities, and hands-on experience. They represent young people developing leadership, communication, responsibility, and decision-making skills. They represent newly elected 4-H officers learning how to lead and serve their clubs. They represent students in our local schools who are benefiting from extension educational program. And through RSSI, they represent rural students being exposed to college and career opportunities and learning more about financial decisions that can affect their futures. They also represent volunteers, schools, ag organizations, community partners, specialists, and other agencies working along Extension to extend the resources available to our county. That is what Extension impact looks like in Trinity County. It is taking research-based education, resources, and expertise and putting them to work in our pastures, our agricultural operations, in our own properties, in our schools, throughout our communities, and the lives of our young people. The snapshot you received cannot capture every educational program, individual consultation, phone call, site visit, partnership, volunteer contribution, or educational opportunity that has occurred this year. But I hope the numbers, and more importantly, the results, and people behind those numbers provide a clear picture of the breadth, reach, and value of Texas A&M AgriLife program in Trinity County. I am grateful for our volunteers and community partners who help make this possible. And I am proud to have the opportunity to serve Trinity County and connect the people of this county with the research, education, and resources of Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. Thank you for your continued support, your continued partnership, and the opportunity to share our fiscal year 26 impact with you today.
Thank you, Stacy.
Good.
Very good. Be careful when you ask somebody to make a good report. You did good, Stacy.
Good morning to the commissioners. My name is Deborah Alvarenga, and I am the Trinity County Health Agent with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension. I have served as a part-time agent in Trinity County since August of 2021. My salary, benefits, travel expenses, computer and office supplies are all paid for by Texas A&M. My position was originally created at the urging of Representative Trent Ashby, who noted that the state of health of the population of Trinity County is in need of much improvement, and argued for the need for a health agent to conduct health research and education in Trinity County. And I'm going to pass around this handout if that's okay with you. So I'm passing around the State of Health Report for Trinity County. I develop this report every year for Trinity County, where I collect information from reputable sources on a number of health measures for Trinity County. The report also shows how Trinity County stacks up against the state and nationwide averages on those same measures. So here's a short summary of the report. Trinity County ranks 209 out of the 254 counties in Texas in health measures. What's more, Trinity County historically ranks in the lower tier or the bottom 18% of Texas counties for overall health outcomes and length of life. So that's the lower bottom tier, and that has been regularly the case for a number of years now. As you can see from the State of Health report that I developed for 2026, Trinity County has a high rate of premature deaths. And you can see on there that it is 1,510 years of potential life lost before age 75 per 10,000 population. The average premature death rate for Texas counties is 800 years. So we're talking about almost twice the amount in Trinity County than the average in Texas. Life expectancy is also lower. Life expectancy in Trinity County is 70.4 years as compared to 77.2 years for the state average. And then in the US, the average is 77.6. Again, our life expectancy in Trinity County is 70.4. Heart disease is also a major issue, and that shows up on the report. There are a total of 49.8, or practically 50 cardiovascular deaths per 10,000 adults, compared to 33.6 heart disease-related deaths for the rest of Texas. So 49.8 in Trinity County, and average for the state is 33.6. Other notable statistics include a high rate of motor vehicle crashes, alcohol-impaired driving, drug overdoses, higher rates of smoking, suicides, and poor mental health stays. So since beginning my position here in Trinity County, I have tried to address some of these issues through the educational programs that I offer to Trinity County. I have led a nationally funded research study in the cities of Groveton and Trinity, developed and implemented health and nutrition programs in the schools, brought health education series to adults, and brought health education and wellness programs specifically to senior audiences in Trinity and Apple Springs. Both Lansbury Elementary and Groveton Elementary have become Healthy School recognized campuses through Texas A&M under my leadership. Currently, Trinity Middle School is completing the Healthy School recognized campus program and will earn their status in May of 27 at the completion of the school year. All of the programs that I provide are free and of no cost to participants. Most of the programs I offer are series, which can involve up to 24 lessons or sessions. Sometimes the series are longer or shorter, but I just wanted to let you all know that the series that I do are multi-pronged. They can be lengthy. It's not just a one-shot kind of presentation. However, I do also create some one-shot presentations or one-time presentations that I can give. For adults, I've implemented physical activity programs such as Walk Across Texas, and strength building programs such as Strong People, Strong Bodies, and A Matter of Balance. Additionally, for adults, I've implemented programs that teach healthy cooking, controlling blood pressure and cholesterol, stress management, stroke risk and symptoms, smart medication practices, the science of aging well, and also how to provide safe, healthy, and economical meals. I've also implemented programs in schools that teach children about gardening, physical activity, healthy eating, nutrition, hydration, and food preparation, such as Walk Across Texas, Color Me Healthy, Choose Healthy, Learn, Grow, Eat, Go, and Early Childhood Learn, Grow, Eat, Go. Those are some of the programs I've offered in the schools. Additionally, I've implemented special programs for older adults at senior centers, such as a physical activity program focusing on increasing strength and balance to reduce fall risk in older adults. The program is called A Matter of Balance. And a 4-session series on dementia and Alzheimer's disease, covering the warning signs, prevention by healthy lifestyle choices, and understanding the types of dementia and how they differ. I've also developed special one-shot presentations, is what we call them, for adults and older adults, such as living your best life, building resilience, living a fearless life, and from surviving to thriving. I'm happy to develop and deliver presentations on any number of topics by request or needs identified in the community. So far, and you'll see with the impact snapshot that I submitted earlier to you all, the number of educational programs and participants. I've conducted 50 educational events so far this year with a total of 719 participants across the county. While educational series and presentations make up a good percentage of my work, I'm also focused on several other projects. In part, I was specifically hired for this position to lead the Change Club project in Trinity County. The Change Club is a research project developed by Texas A&M and Cornell Universities, funded by the National Institute of Health, or the NIH. Trinity County is one of only 4 sites chosen from across Texas to participate in this project. 2 sites were selected in Trinity County, the city of Groveton and the city of Trinity. The Change Club offers residents of Groveton and Trinity a unique opportunity to explore ways to improve individual and community health. A Change Club is a small group of residents working together on a project to help create a healthier community. As the Change Club coordinator for Trinity County, I have led, I lead both Groveton and Trinity Change Clubs in a 24-session stepwise intervention curriculum to implement built environment change, promote healthy eating and physical activity among community residents. The overall goal of the Change Club project in Trinity County is to reduce risk factors for obesity and chronic diseases within the cities of Trinity and Groveton. The community of Groveton was selected as an intervention site in the first phase of the Change Club study that began in 2023. Approximately 4 to 6 residents in Groveton have been participating as Change Club members in the intervention. The Groveton Change Club identified an environmental change project to increase physical activity in their community. I wrote a grant application and received $5,000 to implement the Groveton Change Club's project. This project included offering open gym nights with a variety of physical activities available for community residents at a local gymnasium, physical activity classes such as the Strong People, Strong Bodies Strength Building Program, and introducing pickleball to Groveton residents by providing free pickleball clinics and the equipment and opportunities to play. The City of Trinity began its Change Club intervention in June of 2026, so just this year. Approximately 10 residents in Trinity have been participating as Trinity Change Club members. While still in its planning phase, the Trinity Change Club has developed an intervention project, secured funding, and is exploring partnerships with the city of Trinity at this time. The hope is to create, a long-term intervention that will benefit the residents of Trinity for years to come. There is, of course, more information about the National Change Club project, and they do have a website that is just simply www.changeclubstudy.
You give us plenty of time.
Okay.
You give us plenty.
Okay.
How much longer you got?
Just a few more minutes.
Well, please hurry, because we got
Yes, sir.
other business.
Yes. For the next fiscal year, I'm planning to continue to lead the Trinity Change Club. I will also bring a series of presentations on blood pressure, cholesterol, and stroke to the Apple Springs Senior Citizen Center. I will work with Trinity Middle School to complete their Healthy School Recognized Campus program. I have obtained I have obtained $2,000 in funding to host a community health fair of Trinity County. I've begun preparations and I'm planning to host this event on November the 14th. So hopefully you'll be hearing more about that soon. And I'm also planning a county-wide Walk Across Texas event to begin in October of 2026. Finally, I would like to add that I do not receive any funding for the implementation of health education programs throughout the county. So I must apply for grants and solicit funding and partnerships with local organizations and businesses to fund my work. I would like to continue to offer health education programs for free to residents of Trinity County. Therefore, my job also involves a great deal of grant writing and reporting, as well as community networking and approaches for donations. I've received numerous grants, specifically, as I've mentioned, from the National Institute of Health, from the Institute for Advancing Health Through Agriculture at Texas A&M, and to implement and to conduct the health fair coming up this year. I received funding from Texas A&M University Naresh K. Rashish College of Medicine Rural Medicine Program. I've also worked with numerous businesses around the county that help provide donations so that I can supply the programs that I need. A lot of times I have to buy food and groceries for the healthy cooking and demonstrations. So I do work with local businesses like Berkshire Brothers, Tractor Supply, Higginbotham's, all those places to provide some donations for that. I'm always looking for community partners to assist in funding the health education programs that I offer, and I think that's all I have. Thank you very much for your time and your patience.
Thank you, ma'am.
Number 6, discuss an act on ordering the November 3rd, 2026 general election.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 9, receive monthly payroll report for July 2026.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For July, there were 71 full-time employees, 25 part-time, and 5 temporary.
Ten, discuss an act on approval to receive following listing an activity report to Trinity County Deputy for July 2026.
These entries y'all made in a few days, they don't reflect this, I know, but when will we get that report? Will it be at the end of September? You don't have any days to send any money, do you? Okay. Okay.
As long as it doesn't involve, I guess, the money we should have a few days, just some stuff I guess you're interested in the next year, but just some of these accounts just haven't been up there yet, I guess.
No, all that's been done in August, so this is reported in July.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Questions, discuss the acceptance of another vehicle crime prevention grant. One.
So this was tabled at the last meeting. This is the This is the motor vehicle crime prevention catalytic converter agreement.
That's the one that ties to the clock camera?
Yes, this is the DEMS and the FOX, the digital evidence management system. And the FOX system.
It shows on here that I guess you're gonna go after the system versus the scaling back from the cameras.
Yes, the data system, we asked for 78,000 and the bid was 53,000. And that was already scaling back on the block camera system. Now with the DEMS is $60,000. And that's the software for the cameras, the body cameras, and the hard cameras. And it only leaves like 2,800 for the block camera, so that's scaling back even more. I really want to keep the camera on the trailer that you see with the speed limit sign on it, and then 2 to 3.
It's got a camera on it?
Yes, sir.
Is it a block camera?
It's flock safety is the brand.
So it's kind of the same.
Yes,
network.
it's
Chief, this may be a question for you. How do we know, since we're looking at the TV every day and they're busting officers and counties surrounding us and Houston and everywhere else, how do we know that our people are not abusing these block cameras?
We have a very strict policy in place, sir.
They had some over in Upton too, I heard.
Say again, sir.
They had some pretty strict ones over in Upton, but they fired 11 years ago.
Yes, sir. We monitor our deputies. They do not have the ability to conduct a search. They have to have a case number. They have to have an actual investigative need for it. And the sergeants are the only ones that are approved to run a search. We also maintain an audit log of every search that's done that tracks back with the case number and back with any offense or investigative purpose for it.
Well, I may be the only one, I'm not real enthused about these flock cameras. We're hearing about, so,
They're not very popular right now. I don't think they'll stay standing very long.
They're not, there's 2 on the ground, 3, 2 on the ground, Dallas World Roaches, and 1 laying in front of my office.
what I don't like about the way this flock camera was put in to begin with, it was worded different. When we approved this before when Dixie was here, and they went for the flock cameras, it was worded different. We didn't know what a flock camera was, but we approved to go out for it. But nobody came back to court to buy them. They were bought without this court's approval. And I got a check right here if anybody wants to see it, where it was signed. And $63,750 by the treasurer and the auditor. And it wasn't approved. All we approved was to go out for it. And come to find out, it was, you have to pay for it up front, and then you have to fill out paperwork and send in. And like 2 weeks ago, I asked him, nothing had been sent in for it. So I see on this one here, it's $10,600. So if we say we want to get the license plate deal, but we don't want flock cameras, the sheriff's department gets that $250,000 from the state. I guess they can just buy it without our approval. They bought all this without it.
That I'm not sure. On the grant side,
It's definitely, I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to get this straight in my mind and in the people and on Facebook. I want them all to understand. I never have approved this $63,000 check. And why it was approved without this court's approval, I can't answer that. But I'm gonna still keep asking these questions. There's no money should go out of this county without this board's approval. are coming in. And it's still happening. It's been happening for several years prior, and now it's starting right here. We got to stop this.
So this, on this grant, the system is separate from the flock.
Yes, there are two separate asks that we have for this particular grant. There was already plans, I think, to scale back on the flock. So that's why the DEM system takes up so much of the budget, leaving just a small portion for the flock parents. And, if need be, they can be separated, and we can just go for the DEMs, but, we did put it in the grant to include the flock.
Can you explain what the DIMs are?
Yes, it's a digital, the digital evidence management system. It's a subscription that works with our existing body cameras and park cameras. And it just helps, it's more AI based, so it helps with redaction and building narratives. The AI helps get reports out quicker so that our officers can get out in the field. It's just a little bit more time saver than it is.
So, it goes with the cameras we already have?
Yes. It's
just a software program.
subscription. And it's for 5 years, so it can take care of
The cameras on the flock, correct?
No, these are the body cameras and the car cameras that we already have.
The software that goes with the body cameras and with the port.
Yes, and it's a Motorola product, it's not Foxy.
So is there a data that we have to pay each month to have this camera?
No, sir. We paid upfront, I believe, from the last grant for this fiscal year 26. This is going forward for fiscal year 27. But my understanding is that last year it was similar subscription service, and we paid upfront when the funds came in.
So what did we pay for that? Do we know?
Seized funds, I believe.
Seized funds,
Yes, sir.
without full proof. Okay.
Well, I've had some negative reports about block cameras. I just go and put my 2 bits in with everybody else. Very negative response concerning them, so I just, but this is just going with the other cameras, is what you're saying, the body cameras, dash cameras,
Well, it is
the software part.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
two separate asks. There's
Right.
the Fox Safety license plate reader cameras, and then there's the
Right.
Motorola dentists.
Right.
Is it all in the same program?
No, sir.
Well, if we can separate the two, I think that's what we need to do.
You know, I've heard the same thing out here, it's like everybody, I'm sure Chief and whoever else is gonna sign something negative about it. And also there's some good about it, it's done right, but there's a lot of negative right now on top of this. I'm getting phone calls about it as well, it's like I'm sure all you're wrong, everybody in the audience. So if there's a way to scale back from those, I think we need to do it. If there's a way to separate, I think the report between the system, the evidence, AI-based deal is probably going to be very helpful. So if we can do that, as Stephen said, I think that'd be
Yeah, we can, so.
Yes, sir. So we're looking to finance the debt system.
That's what you're saying.
But it's not.
Stops at the clock.
wrong with that for the stock. That's just, it's not going
Don't stop nothing from the ones that they've already got.
to, it's not going to stop it. They still got something in county that they want to stop there. Well, that'd have to be a whole other, in my opinion, may go better, but that'd have to be a whole other line discussion. Try to put that.
We'll make it form that motion.
Yeah, I'll make a formal motion that
we separate the flock from the BIM system.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No.
I didn't vote for it. I want it on the record.
Discuss an act on approval of the seventh executive commission grant award.
Yes, we were awarded $289,000 for our veterans program. That was $100,000 to the Housing for Texas Heroes. That helps fix up veterans' homes, safety rooms, bathrooms that need to be more accessible. That type of project. And then we also have $189,000 for financial assistance to help with groceries, bills when veterans are unable to.
They did add, yes,
Yes, transportation.
Make a motion, we set.
Second.
absolutely. All in favor?
Aye.
Discuss an act, number 13, discuss an act on approval to apply for Texas local emergency planning committee. The grant program, LEDC.
Yes, sir. This is a grant to help supply our emergency management team. We're looking to use it for generators, portable generators. Should there be an emergency, I'll have them there at the emergency building.
There's no match.
No, sir.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discuss an act on approval to apply for routine airport maintenance program. The grant,
This grant, I believe we had previously, it's kind of fallen off a little bit. But we're looking to reapply just to help with the maintenance for the airport. Supply and labels are expensive. It does have a 10%.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, Jim.
So, you know that we're in this with the city of Brooklyn, right? So, the 10%, we're gonna split that, and they're gonna pay 5, and we're gonna pay 5. Okay.
Judge, I'd like to go back to that, the cameras. I don't know if it was clear when I made a motion. My motion was to separate the BIM system from the flock, so I don't want to do the flock whatsoever. I don't think it's clear in the motion.
So,
Sorry, I missed her. You didn't want to walk in. Number 15, discuss an act on approved contract between Trinity County and Texas Department of Public Safety for the new Texas Convention Reporting System.
This is just for the JPs when they have to report like license plates sending. It's, GPS is going strictly online, so it's all real live time. You don't have to wait for anything, it's just a contract for that.
So we just need to approve the contract. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
15, discussion action on approval of monthly financial report for July 2026.
And we should, everybody's budget should be approximately at 83%, and the payroll should be approximately 77%.
I have just a few questions. It shows, I believe I know what it is, spent some article money on some wholesaling, during this time. It shows on page 2 of 10, I guess that's the, when I come to government, their stock, shows on the local budget on my supplies, urban material line, shows on 164%. That's because the article is in there. I didn't buy that much rock material other than the article, so.
I think I sent some of that. I did that.
It just shows on the budget.
Yeah, I can, if you want to check, I can go in another one, but I just did it this week.
As long as it's information.
Yeah.
that'd be fine. That's the only question I have. I think in the future, if we ever get farther or anything like that, we need to separate that, put it on, like I did, like y'all did for my living price target, put a line item on there, or do its own budget or something of that sort. So we don't ever have to worry about our regular general fund,
Right.
you know, stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any questions for y'all.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll say.
Monthly report. All in favor?
Aye.
17, discuss and act on approval of claims and invoices.
I did put a sheet in front of y'all, with additional ones that came in the last minute, and the total for this check room will be $244,373.41.
So, page 5 of 14, there's some nail dozers for me. I looked through, the only time I've used nail dozer is for the Jimmy Price project. And I looked through all my invoices and I know the date of them, because I want to see how much of that project I had done.
Okay.
The only one that I seen that matched any invoice for me was $6,234. There's another one for $1,146 and another one for $5,517.
Okay.
So if you just check them through that, I don't know who else, if y'all use them or not, or what, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll double check.
Unless those are somehow they got separated, I didn't know, I don't think they had any one of those.
Okay.
Just check them.
I'll check on them.
I don't have any questions.
So,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
13, discuss and act on approval of budget amendments for Trinity County.
This is just to move money from one line item to the other and JP.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 19, discuss and act on approval of allocations of funds from Texas Comptroller unclaimed property capital credit.
Jeff, I had, y'all put this on the agenda. I'm sure some of y'all got calling off to me, the sheriff posse had called me here a while back and they had a little, skit they were talking about and tell you what they wanted to do. my 2 cents is, it'd be good for down there at the Y, you know, it's with the fair and also the baseball down there, and that comes to agreements of letting, you know, at times letting, kids go over there and do stuff, and we use your restroom, you gotta do that also from the fair, you know, so, my recommendation moving forward on this, I think that with these capital credits, we can only use these for stuff like, you know, the community come up and talk about, and also what they're about to talk about. Maybe just look at doing one project a year on this. We get a little bit of money from it every year, and have whoever, you know, submit stuff to the county, and maybe just do one project a year. That we can actually help. We can't spend it on anything else other than community-related, you know, stuff. I'll let you talk. Tell us what.
Yeah, so what we've got is, you know, we tore down the old sheriff hospital, we did the awning.
Thank you very much.
So what we're trying to do is, we're trying to reestablish what's sort of failed and got pushed to the wayside. So we've got the awning done, we've already rented it out several times. One of our concerns is the bathrooms. You know, fairs, associations, they've got to set bathrooms, so anytime there's something to be there, we either have to call, get the Little League field, either let us use theirs, or Fair Association. It is getting to be where it's sort of conflicting issues. So that's one of our issues. We want to try to get set bathrooms to where we start accommodating more. We're in the arena outdoor. We've got several events coming up in October. We've already had 3 or 4 bigger events, you know, in the past. We had 4th of July cook-off. We're going to try to do at least 4 events, major events a year. And so it's just going to help us try to help rent the building out, reestablish. And then we've been talking with the Fair Association. They're looking at helping, they're going to help do some stuff out there. And part of the exchange was if we could get the bathrooms, they were going to do a lot of them and have, you know, sort of for the week of the fair, and it could help relieve some of their bathroom issues where they're at. So what we're trying to do is try to help everybody. You know, even if the baseball field, they want to have something, they'd have a cover awning to have some awards or something. Yeah, that way they can have awards or whatever, there will be a bathroom.
We do a couple of Saturdays in the season where there's, there's the whole place filled, the whole area, all around.
This won't only be for the Trinity County Sheriff's Office, it will be for the fair, baseball, you know, and, we're looking for everyone. We're trying to get some of the community to have something to do, come out there. A few of y'all have been out there, some more deals and see what's going on. And, you know, I think we're doing pretty good trying to bring everything back.
Yeah, we're working, we've got a lot of RV stuff that have been neglected, we've got a bunch of that back up and going. We're looking at doing some stuff with the arena lights to where, you know, maybe some events can happen at night, since it's so hot right now. Kids can maybe practice if they want to come out there or whatever. So we're just trying to get it back going, because it has been neglected over the last few years, and we're just trying to get it reestablished. Something for the community. This bid was the lowest. We went out, put in paper, went out, got 3 bids. Other 2 bids were substantially higher. And so this equals.
This man here is going to donate a gift to Trinity County. He is going to donate a bunch of his time. The bid that's on there, he's looking to donate a bunch of his time. So.
I guess I can be popular with that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, he said he's gonna donate like $5,000.
That's what he is going to come out this hour.
So his real bid was 39. He donated again.
Yeah. I think it's a great deal, and y'all know at the fair, and baseball music. I think it's a great deal. But I had in my mind about 25,000. So you got 29 too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. If you do 25, I'll put another 4,000 in my pocket.
We'll figure that out.
I'll make a motion to get it 25,000.
I'll say,
All in favor?
2020. Discuss an act for implementing the county-specific program through the Texas Association of Counties.
Hello. This is a county-specific incentive program. The whole purpose of this program is to encourage our county employees that take our insurance to be more proactive with their health care, and in return, our insurance goes down for our county. That's the gist of it. It'll just be, if y'all pass this is up to y'all, I'm the messenger. An annual exam will be mandatory between October 1st and September 30th, and everyone will get the wellness grade. If an employee fails to get their exam, they will have to pay the $25 premium towards their insurance
Per month.
per month. And that's kind of just to encourage them to go get it done. TAC, Healthy County gave me this nice little verification form. The employees take to their doctors, just annual, one time a year, have it signed, turn it into a record, and that's all it takes. And hopefully we'll get our insurance back. Oh, I don't know that now. Rebecca?
But it is gonna give us a discount.
Yeah, if we get healthier as a county by being proactive, maybe catching some things earlier than later.
We just sat through an hour and a half of explaining about diabetics and everything else, so we know what
I can
else
get
we
these
do.
numbers around it. No, that's just the program. September 10th, we're gonna have a wellness event and an annual enrollment upstairs where we can learn more. But it's up to you guys if you wanna implement this program or not.
Was that what you're saying?
Yes.
I make a motion to do it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
22, receive monthly report of Trinity County Sheriff's Department. Or discuss an act for appointing representative to the Murder Center.
His wife on there? No, no, she said, Casey. Are you recommend Judge?
You're requesting to leave him on?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to leave it over.
Does anybody talk to him about
Oh, you
I'll second. You mentioned.
We won't believe I did that, but I did. Hey, Judge.
Number 22, receive monthly report of the Trinity County Sheriff's.
Did we vote on that? All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. And then we've got any other dates here, Chief?
42 and Angelina pending one transfer to higher level of medical care, 4 in our jail here, and 2 sitting in the same facility.
Why we got two lieutenants
Sir, as near as I can tell, they were booked in when we had over 50 of the Angelina in.
Is there any chance of getting some of them out of, Angelina and getting it back down where it's supposed to be?
Sir, that depends on the courts and bonds and judges saying that they can be released.
And the sheriff department arrested them.
There's something that white GTC, correct?
Right, there are some still awaiting EDC, and I don't have the exact number in front of me, how we've been able to work that and get them gone. But as like today, they've got one being pulled out of Angelina County and going down to a higher level of medical care. But, I mean, that's still costly, that's the thing we gotta pay for them to be off of medical care.
Do we have furnace, do we have furnace jail or doing that?
No, because it's a secure facility where they're going to, we don't have to babysit them for them.
Okay. All right.
Twenty-three, discuss an act on approval of reports of the month for July 2026. JD one, Mary Wallace, $5,790.52. $5,790.52. That's Nancy Sanford, $18,634.40. $18,634.40. JP two, Ricky Barker, $9,381.20. $9,381.20. Precinct three, Keith Johnson, $8,686.40. $8,686.40. JD four, Richard Steptoe, $5,958.91. $5,958.91. County clerk, Shasta Gerber, $23,449.47. $23,449.47. District clerk, Julius Steptoe, $17,464.64. $17,464.64. County attorney, Oakland Hay, pretrial diversion, $2,540. $2,540. Sheriff's Office, no report.
County attorney on hot checks, no report. And that's everything that's left.
That's all up.
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
I like that report where it's all together.
What signature?
Yeah.
That's great.
You will take a 15-minute break here to come back.
So
put our.
what is the setting at 97?
I don't know why they set that one
This is,
No, we're gonna go back to the same.
you know, this is,
there. I think they have to set theirs that high. I wanna say James Code said something about that. but I
This,
don't-
this is for them over there, not, it's not our budget
Right.
purposes, right?
Right.
This is not our budget purposes, right? Not our.
No, not our regular.
Okay.
well, yeah, I mean, you know, that's what got us in the bind in the first place, 99.1 or 99.
Well, she been figuring at 91.
Yes, sir, well, that's
That's
it.
where we're at.
That's our budget's got to stay in that neighborhood.
But I don't know why this 97, you think we need to call it and ask them, would you, or can you?
Can you step out?
Judge, I don't mean to speak out of turn, but I believe that has more to do with the way that they have to report their numbers. Remember a few years ago, they have to report their numbers different than what they used to have to. I believe that includes all collections, not just current tax collections, on how they're reporting that piece. And obviously, what we're doing for budget is we're trying to get as accurate as possible. It's slightly different, so I think it's just a difference in how they're.
Okay.
So you think it's good to, this is right, correct? Is that what
For
you're,
the-
you're making a recommendation saying this is, you think this is correct?
I'm not making any recommendations.
This is what it is.
I'm just saying.
That's what
I
it
mean,
is.
that was the thing that caught my attention when they,
Well, like I said, we've been figuring this
Our
out.
budget is built on another figure though, so this shouldn't have.
okay.
It's two different things.
Yeah, it's two different things. And,
I make a motion
so
to go
moved.
there.
Well, so moved, yeah.
Yeah, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Neil has to do a funeral.
Yeah, he's appalled there, Miss Hopkins, you know. So,
So, Number 25, submission of the no new revenue voter approval rates for the tax year 2026. Nothing's going up.
This just shows what the rates are.
Just .5412.
It's the same, it's just showing that it's the same as this one.
It's informational only, no action.
No action.
I guess it's just showing us what it can go to, which is information.
That's the max we can go to for final.
Yeah.
There's no action needed,
No.
so we're fine.
Number 26, discuss an act on proposal tax rate for 2026 tax year.
Yeah, I see that we got it, still at .539. We did not have to increase taxes. And, we broke even here on our budget.
Balanced.
We balanced out. So we didn't have to make an increase, so, move it, leave it the same.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think that everybody's got to sign aye or nay.
Yeah.
I think you as well, I believe.
You know, and also,
be number 2 as well.
Should get this back to you, so it's still signed.
Okay. Number 27, discuss an act for FY 2026 budget development.
There's not much changes on this one from the last time we went over it. On the hotel motel taxes, was a big increase on their office supplies, and I did that. I've got to add another line item for maintenance and repairs because they have to have a new roof. The money that comes into the hotel motel fund is strictly from the monies the county receives for hotel motel taxes. It can only be used for specific things. We cannot put it to the general fund. We can't give it to y'all. It has to be spent on specific things. There was something said about that, but I just want to make it clear that it's for like tourism, convention centers, the museum.
Yeah.
That's what all that, the money goes, is for that museum.
Yeah, the museum means
Has anything else changed other than that? Or that's gonna change, I guess you're gonna add that line item in there?
I'm gonna add that line item, yes. And then I do, still have to update, because I didn't get it through yesterday, these are already done. The county attorney, Senate Bill 22, and his pretrial diversion funds. I got the way he wants it broke out and stuff, so I'm gonna update those. But these are already all printed and so.
As you can remember, it's not full-time line item.
Yeah.
It needs to be 4 instead of 3.
Yes, I just need to change the number.
Still showing the balance, but
Yes.
That's exactly what we were after. And being able to do it without raising taxes, that's a plus, a big plus. And so, have you ever seen him before here?
that's our own schedule.
those are, so, I guess the 8th, based our next court is our public hearing.
Yeah, she has to put it on paper. We're on schedule.
Oh, and also I did split one of the equipment operators on precinct 3 with him and precinct 2. I split the salary for that.
Well, ask that question when you got to go to the park, so ask. Big one.
Well, the reserve fund is kind of low, in my opinion.
The what?
Contingency fund. But there's nowhere to get the money, and we'll have to just deal with it, I guess.
Well, the contingency, when we was in, Neil set that meeting with y'all, we brought contingency. Contingency at first said $350,000, which with this budget, we're not gonna have that, or not even very close. And what I didn't understand, and Warren explained it quite a bit in that meeting, is budget versus cash in the bank is two different things. So it's not like that 350 was what we had in the bank. So that got lowered because it showed that's what we was having coming in, correct? That's what we showed we had coming in. That's what was setting the budget off so much. But what we got invested and what we got in our general fund, you know, there's money, there's rainy day funds there versus inside this budget and contingency.
So that's why you dropped the contingency down to what it is now. Okay.
Because it showed,
Yeah.
from the very first when we started this, first week of July or whatever it was, it
showed we had a lot more going out than we had coming in. And that was the issue with, you know, part of it was the 350,000 we had in there for contingency. And with us lowering that, because obviously we're not gonna have that carried over for the next year, from last year, we're not gonna have that much carried over. So we lowered that down, and that's how we was able to, part of it, that was part of it, how we was able to get it going.
Well, let me, just a couple, yeah, a couple of questions. How do you feel about that?
You know, the people are having a hard time and having no tax increase is good. Fuel time, grocery time for the regular person. And we try to do what's right to help them. And,
You know, one of the-
everybody here had to cut somewhere in order for us to maintain it without going up in tax.
So you feel good about
I
what we
feel
have
good,
in
yeah.
November? How about you? Ms. Auditor?
I spoke on this last time about one of the other contributing factors was we didn't have that, the forestry money budgeted in for us, and that helped out. That was a lot of difference, $160,000 difference. So we budgeted that in there and got it that much closer to balance. So I sat through 2 long days of meetings, and Lindsay was in both of them together, and so was your secretary. The treasurer's office sat in one day, so we will sit in one day. I really think, yeah, there were some cuts. We had more money going out than coming in, and just like my personal budget at my house, if I spend too much money, I'm gonna go in the negative and bank it. I'm not gonna be able to buy anything else. So until I cut back on something, that's just the way, and I'll speak, let Shasta speak if she will, but she helped out with her side.
Yeah, thank you.
That helped out a lot. That was another big contributing factor. I really think we're sitting way better than what we were.
Everybody's stepping up.
I really think we're sitting a lot better than we were in July. Yeah, there's some cuts and stuff that happened.
Well, when it's true, well, it's gonna be a tight budget. We understand that. We all gonna have to really stay within the lines quick as we are, much as we can. But, that's why my question was to you as seeing everything. If you were thinking this budget was where it needs to be. Mr. Treasurer, do you have any comment to that?
No, I think, obviously, everyone's worked very hard this year, probably more than any other year, to try to dig into every line going on here. It's challenging, but it's where we're at with it. And I think, we've got the previous few years here, we're trying to cover, we're trying to make all this up. And I think where we sit now is probably the best case we can get without going overboard. So, got 2 people. That's one thing, you start cutting into the meat of everything, then everything gets shut down.
Well, I want to say thank you to all of you worked so hard to bring this thing back inside the level. And I'm glad you feel good about it. Treasurer, so.
We said from the beginning, this was gonna cross every avenue off before we put it back on the taxpayers.
Yes.
And right now, the judge spoke on it a while ago, I don't know about y'all, but going to the gas pump, you can barely afford to fill it up, fill your vehicle up. And putting that burden back on, it doesn't sound like so much to some, but to some, it's a lot. To some of those people, it's something they can't burden. So, I think we did the best we could, and we're sitting better than we were
Yeah.
And then also on personal property, you know, the state took that away, and that was quite a bit of money that they come in and they got, they don't think touch it.
Something moving forward, you know, with our tax attorneys, right now showing, $3 million in back taxes, which sounds like a lot, but that's over time. And I've got several different reports from different offices, including the assessor's office, the appraiser's office. The tax attorneys are really putting through a lot of cases. So hopefully in the future we can get some properties, sold on the courthouse square, and some people start, new people paying their taxes, and that'll help out even more.
And some other thing that was real, when we went through our meetings and stuff here 2 or 3 weeks ago, was about having a groundwater district. And it's really important to have one inside of our county, because that's the only way you can regulate your water going out to other places. And, water is going to be expensive as oil is, or it may be already. And, but it's one of the best things that you can have if you do have one. But that's, they scared us with these data centers and stuff, and I know we're just a stage off of being AI in most places, but a lot of places, they hate to get into it because but this guy was telling us that it takes 1 million gallons of water to fill this reservoirs up on those data centers. And it's going to be distilled water. And the distilled water, after it's been run 24 months, it has to be taken out and disposed of. You got to put it to dispose all well, or you have to take it back. It's about like getting seawater to regular water. It's real expensive to take that away. But we don't get a groundwater district, which we didn't budget for one yet, but they told us at least that we could set one up. And we tried to annex with Houston, Angelina. I had Senator Nichols and Trent and them really trying to help us get that implemented, that we could be, because we're smaller and we just need to annex if we could. But it looks like we're going to have to put one together, and it's averaged $100,000 a year. That's what that's going to cost.
I know Cole's been working on it a lot, talking to different people. He's reached out, like I said, different authorities around us, and they really don't want to bring on nobody new. So we're going to have to, going into this year, we're going to have to figure out where we can, and hopefully, the state, with us talking, like you say, talking to senators and stuff, hopefully they'll have some sort of remedy, some answer for us, or some sort of money to fund this.
Well, I spoke to people around the state too, and what is happening, these data centers are coming in and they're drying up the aquifers. And people that's got shallow wells, they're no good. They have to go deeper or whatever. They're dropping like crazy. As I've said before, the hill country is no longer the land of 1,100 springs. Rivers are drying up, creeks are drying. I know they've had some flash floods, but they broke this land up in too many small sections, and everybody's pulling from the water supply. And they're getting nervous and scared out there, up in the panhandle of Texas as well. You dry aquifer up,
going into the next budget, it's not going to be in this budget, but going into the next, we can discuss that. And
we got to have
other than that, Judge, on this, I feel pretty confident the way it sits right now. And I don't have any other questions or adjustments, anything like that.
I'm fine with it, Judge. Tiny little things next week.
We need a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Need a motion on number 27. Make a motion.
You get a
Discuss it.
motion on the
Discuss it.
Well,
Discussing that one.
No,
discuss an act on the twenty
That was
twenty-six
just if
budget.
y'all were gonna take any action on the budget,
We're
which you
not.
can't approve.
No, we're not gonna
Then
approve.
there's no,
Yeah.
there's no nothing to be done on that,
Second.
because there's no action.
So I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Sorry.